I've been recording the stories that I was telling my kids as they grew up. But only last week, I told this story to two of my adult children. So I thought what I'd do is I'd record it while it's still fresh in my mind. But before I do, I need to tell you three things so you can understand the story in its cultural context. First of all, the story includes a Pharisee. A Pharisee was a Jew who believed that if only the Jews kept the laws of God, then God would return to his temple and establish the Jews as rulers of the world. Secondly, the story involves an alabaster jar filled with precious perfume. Alabaster was a stone mined near Canaan, and the jar was often given to young ladies so they could use the precious perfume for a special occasion, such as their wedding. Also, in Jesus' day, people didn't sit at a table with their legs under the table like we do today. In fact, they reclined at the table on a lounge, their feet facing away from the table. So here's the story. There was a Pharisee named Simon who invited Jesus to a dinner party that he was hosting. Jesus accepted the invitation, attended Simon's house, and reclined at his place at the meal table. Now there was a woman in the town who had a bad reputation. She heard that Jesus was going to this dinner party, so she went too, bringing with her a large alabaster jar of precious perfume. She stood behind Jesus and began to cry. She cried so much that her tears fell on Jesus' feet. So she got down and she wiped them with her hair. She kissed his feet and she poured her precious perfume over his feet. Now Simon, the host who had been watching, thought, Jesus can't be a true prophet because a true prophet would know what sort of woman this is. He would know that she is a bad woman. Jesus, knowing what Simon was thinking, said, Simon, I have something to tell you. Go ahead, said Simon. I'm listening. Once upon a time, there were two men who owed money to the same moneylender. One owed $5,000 and the other $50,000. Neither could pay their debt, so the moneylender forgave both their debts. Which one will love him more? Well, I'm guessing the one who was forgiven the greatest debt, said Simon. Spot on, said Jesus. Then turning to the woman, but still talking to Simon, he said, Simon, do you see this woman? When I came to your house, you did not supply me with water to wash my feet, but this woman has washed my feet with her tears and wiped them dry with her hair. When I came to her house, you did not greet me with the customary kiss, yet this woman has not stopped kissing my feet. When I came to your house, you did not anoint my head with olive oil, but this woman, she has anointed my feet with her very precious perfume. She has sinned much, but she's been forgiven much, so she loves much. Those who have been forgiven a little, well, they love little. Then Jesus said to the woman, Your sins are forgiven. Whoa! The people at the table said, Who is this man who forgives sins? Only God can forgive sins. Ignoring them, Jesus said to the woman, Your faith has saved you. Go in peace. Well, that's the end of my story. But I've got a few questions I'd like you to answer, if you wouldn't mind, in the comments below. You can pick whichever questions you want to answer, but I've got 5 that I'd like to ask you. The first one is, what is it about the story that you liked? The second one is, does it raise any questions for you? The third one is, what do you think the story teaches you about people? The fourth one, well, what do you think it teaches about Jesus or God? And finally, what do you think it is teaching you? I'd love you to respond in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. If you like my stories, feel free to subscribe or to like. God bless.